Hey everyone! Woo! Ready for the Floral Flight?
Yes, that was the best interpretive dancing I've ever seen you do. It was way better than last time that you were doing the interpretive dance. We don't talk about that, too personal. Hey, welcome to the Clarksburg Silt Show. I'm so glad you're joining us. Thank you very much. This is the second to the last show. Second to last show. We have one more show after this, and I'm excited to have the Floral Flight. David, what are we going to be doing here at the Floral Flight?
Yes, Floral Flight. Try to say that 5 times fast. Floral Flight, Floral Flight. I'll stop there. We're going to start with our Albarino. If you haven't already, go ahead and pour that in your glass. And then we're going to be doing our beautiful Gewürztraminer, or Gewürztraminer. And then we'll finish with our Reclamation White, becoming one of our fastest beloved wines ever.
I love it. It's my favorite white. It's my favorite white here at Silt Wine Company. Okay, so here's how you guys engage. I'm sorry, I'm looking at my notes too much. Engage with us. Please participate. You can engage by commenting. We are live right now on Instagram and Facebook. We kind of tend to make more of the comments on Facebook if you have an account there, but we've got both up here as well. You can also go to our website. We have tasting notes. Do you have your tasting notes with you
I've
today?
got tasting notes.
So we got tasting notes that you can download as a PDF right where you bought the flight if you haven't. If you don't have the flight with you, it's so okay. We're going to have fun. We're going to totally have fun doing this. And you can download that, write your own tasting notes, hear everything the magician can share. He has all the information. And then buy the flight later, watch the video again, have a great time. And then also share this video. What do we always say? Sharing is caring. Sharing is caring.
And share to groups as well. You can
Share to groups. Yeah, if you're in a group that enjoys wine or just a group that you enjoy, share this video. It totally helps get the video out there. Facebook likes it. And sharing is caring, and it makes everybody at Facebook gladiolas.
That was...
You see what I did there?
Yeah,
that's gladiolas. It's a flower.
You know,
right?
someone
Floral
last
flower.
week shared to the ESAC Moms group, and that was cool to see because my wife, of course, follows that group, and so when I got home, she said, "Hey, you're on the ESAC Moms group," so we love that. Share it away.
That's
it's
awesome.
A lot of fun.
I mean, I think somebody shared to the WestSAC Moms group too.
Probably. They better.
Did they? Anyway, moving on. Hey, shout outs. Do you have any shout outs?
I
got a cool shout out. I might trump you.
All right, probably. So I got to give a shout out to our nephew Luca. Happy birthday, buddy! Big number 6 is today, and also our very good friend Nancy Miller from Cortland. I'm not gonna say how old she is, but happy birthday to Nancy, one of our other moms in our life as we were growing up.
So we have another friend here at the tasting room that has a birthday. I gotta give a shout out to the magnificent Lori. Lori, your husband Ed loves you so much. Happy birthday. Ed was telling me that you're turning 21, I think it was.
Oh, finally you can enjoy our wines.
There we go. Sure.
Happy birthday, Lori.
Happy birthday, Lori. I know that Ed is pairing our wines tonight with some amazing food dishes. Shannon was telling me all about it. I'm blown away. It's pretty cool. Ed, you're totally one-upping all of us, right? So anyway, cheers. Happy birthday. There's my shout out. Only one birthday. You had 2. Okay.
All right. Yeah.
So, hey, we got to get into this Albarino. I mean, if we hold out on getting into the wines, we're going to have a lot of viewers as mad as snapdragons. I mean, it's going to get dangerous.
So I see what you're doing here. You have like this floral dad joke thing going on.
Dad jokes are so cool right now. Yeah. So cool, right?
I'm glad you think so.
Come on. Hey, let me know your favorite dad jokes.
All right, let's do it. So, let's get into this Albarino. Right off the bat, you get this floral kind of, I call it white flower. Think of a citrus plant when they start flowering. you get this kind of citrus floral thing going on, and little white flowers, and it just jumps out of the glass. And then you do pick up some of that citrus and maybe peach notes. What you notice when you drink the wine, it's got this great acidity, and that's what I just love about Albarino. When I lived in Spain for a little bit, that's when I was first introduced to Albarino, and I found a few different producers, and I just thought, man, this is such a great variety. You know, what is this? And back then, it was very hard to find Albarino in the United States. I mean, it was a long time ago. We're talking like, 20 years already.
Dang.
So
old.
Yeah.
He's the old twin also. The handsome twin and the old twin.
Right.
That's good.
But Albarino has become one of my favorite varieties, and then we have some friends in the Delta here in Clarksburg, the Lambeths, and they approached us and said, hey, you know, we got this white grape variety called Albarino. Would you like to give a shot at it? Screeching Owl Vineyard. Thank you, John and Carson Lambeth. So they approached Tom, and Tom said, hey, David, what do you think? And I said, let's do it. So it's this is the second vintage we've done with these grapes, and it's just a fantastic wine. And again, just has that wonderful acidity. It's a mouthful, you know, not as maybe quite as lean as Chenin Blanc, a little more body to it, and just great acidity on the finish, and wonderful wine.
I love it.
I think I said acidity about 5 times.
I think somebody's winning bingo right now. Hey, tell me about the region in Spain that this grows. Why is it a good region in Spain? And then correlate that here with Clarksburg for me.
Good question.
Ooh, I got to stump him on that. We don't prepare questions, I promise.
I would say, from what I know about Albarino, it's primarily grown in northern Spain, north part of Spain. And
cooler, right?
It's a cooler region, the Rías Baixas region. And although I bet there's some warmer region Albarino out there. And, you know, while we're not as... Do you not have any Albarino?
I just need more. I just drank it too fast. I mean, I know what you started. We got the show started with, you know, a little pre-wine. I know some of you did too. It's okay.
So, while we're not as cold, I've been to Asturias and Rías Baixas, that region, and that's very much, if you think of like those green hills or slopes of Ireland, those green hills of Ireland with cattle roaming on them, that is basically northern Spain. It looks just like that. And it's absolutely beautiful. But very, you know, cool climate. You know, the grapes are harvested pretty early.
Larry, I bet you've been there, right? Larry's been there.
Larry, I'm sure Larry Whitted has, yeah. And so we, you know, Clarksburg isn't that cool, doesn't have that climate, but we have that delta breeze like we always talk about, and that does cool us down enough. And also this vineyard is right along the Sacramento River, so it does have that river influence and can cool down a couple degrees more inland.
So do we get a little more floral characteristic maybe, or anything being in Clarksburg?
Well, I think that we could get some more of that tropical floral kind of character because of the heat units that we have in Clarksburg. But then that cooling breeze and that climate will allow us to keep that acidity. So yeah,
great,
fantastic wine.
So, do you guys have any questions about the Albarino? We'll jump backwards here if we want, but I really want to get into the educational, the edutainment. David, Professor David over here.
Right.
Give us the Floral Wines 101, all right?
So
tell us about what makes a white wine a floral wine.
So what makes wines have that really nice floral character, and it's in reds too, but we're talking about whites today. It's terpenes. There's so many different terpenes in wines.
That is not on the bingo square. Terpenes. Yeah. I'm going to write that down.
And the terpenes are primarily in the skins of the grape, and they need to be unlocked during fermentation. You know, during pressing of white wines, you get everything pressed stuff out of the skins of the grapes and the juice and everything, and then you have your juice at the end, and those terpenes are kind of locked in with the sugar. And during fermentation, enzymes and acidity, honestly, will break open those terpenes, and then they add onto it hydroxyl groups and methyl groups. So for you chemistry people, methyl is CH3 and hydroxyl is OH, and those get added. The hydroxyl groups get added the methyl groups are already on those chains of terpenes, and they'll get moved around in different spots, and
Keep going.
and then some other methyl groups get added on, and so you get these long chains that build out, and they all turn into different aromas, and it's all through enzymatic reactions, and different varieties have more of the precursors, terpene precursors, than others of specific terpenoids. Was that too much?
That was
that too much?
amazing. I have no idea what you said. I failed chemistry twice in high school and 3 times in college.
Right.
I had to change my major. Okay, I started with viticulture, went into communications.
Yeah. Well,
but you're the smart one.
You succeed at what you excel at. Something like that.
So prolific. All right, Big Poppy.
So
here we go. So that was fascinating for a lot of people. So dumb that down for me. To like, here's why this wine smells like a.
So when you're talking about like, when I talk about those citrus blossom kind of characters, that's primarily from a terpene or terpenoids that are like nerols and citronellol, and those again started out one way, and through fermentation, the different parts get added to it and accentuate those flavors. Now, one of the most common flavors that will when people think of floral wines, we'll get into with their next wine, but Gewürztraminer, is that rose kind of character, and that has a few different terpenoids that can produce that character. One is geraniol, and geraniol.
Geraniol?
Yeah,
that sounds like geranium to me.
It does.
I feel a little bit smarter right now.
Yeah, so geraniums have a lot of, if you like the geranium flower,
has a lot of geraniol.
Has a lot of geraniol.
Oh, look at that! Finishing his words.
So geraniol in small amounts in the wines has this nice rose petal kind of character, or maybe even magnolia. But then, as it increases, and if yeast are unhappy while it's fermenting, they can start, going overboard, and you create a whole bunch of geraniol, and then you get what is commonly called crushed geranium. And if you ever are gardening and you come across a geranium plant, and I totally remember this when we were kids, in Mom's garden, she loves geraniums, but if you took one of those stems and you break it, it has such a strong aroma, and it's not floral, it's more metallic, and that metallic aroma can actually come across in the wine if the yeast are unhappy and they're producing way more geraniol than normal.
Can I attempt my Phil version of what's happening? Okay. There's these terpenoids. We're gonna just call them the party bus. All right. And then when the party bus starts its journey through the fermentation process, there's all kinds of people that want to get on the party bus. You know who I'm talking about, Chrissy. Anyway, all these people want to get on the party bus. And the more fun people we have on the party bus, the more alive and exciting it becomes. But we've all been on that party bus that has just a little too many of those crazy people. And it can ruin the job. Or it can
start smelling a little weird.
Dank. Anyway, cheers to the party bus and the party that happens in the fermentation process. All the people that jump on the party bus are part of the fermentation journey, right? Like they're existing through the yeast and everything that happens there, right?
Yeah. So the yeast are really taking the sugars and the rudiment part of the journey of the party bus is taking those sugars, splitting off alcohol, ethanol, and releasing CO2. And then part of the byproducts are what is released in those sugars, being the terpenes, and then in that process adding on those different groups that give different aromas. So that you'll find rose petal kind of aroma. Maybe we should get into the Gewürztraminer.
You know what? I was just gonna say that with all this floral info, we need to get into the Gewürztraminer because that ain't no pansy when it comes to floral wines.
Is that your favorite flower?
No, it's not. You'd like to know my favorite flower. I'm trying to come with a quick comeback and it's not working.
Let's do it. Let's get into this Gewürz. Gewürz. Ooh, love that sound.
Oh.
All right.
Nathan, thank you for noticing my shirt. We'll talk about that later.
Oh, look at that shirt.
Yeah. They might be on sale at the website.
Oh.
And there might not be that many of them.
Really?
I don't know. Whatever. We'll talk about it later. All right.
I love this wine.
Let me jump on this party buzz.
Oh, man.
Oh, my gosh. Okay. I'm just getting all this geranium on this.
Geraniol?
Geraniol on this right now.
Oh, man. So you'll notice right away you have that really strong rose petal, magnolia character, lychee fruit.
Is there magnolia in all?
No, I don't think so. Maybe. Who knows? There's so many different terpenes out there.
Oh, my gosh. And then you drink it. And you're like, I mean, it's a party in the nose and it's a party in the palate. I'm trying not to turn this into the party bus. I'm just like really excited about this. I don't drink Gewürztraminer a lot of you probably don't drink Gewürztraminer too often, partly because you can't pronounce it. And the other part is just like, it's a sweet wine. David, you make this is probably one of the driest Gewürztraminers in well, definitely in Clarksburg, but probably one of the driest in the California market, would you say? One
possibly. I'll be honest, I haven't had too many Gewürztraminers in the California market, but ours is on the dry side. 2.5 grams per liter, so it's just there at the residual sugar, and that's just at about threshold. So the people who can really taste residual sugar in wines will taste this wine and say, oh yeah, there's just a hint of residual sugar.
Right.
But it's a little lower alcohol, 12.9%. pH is low, 3.23, which is why the alcohol is lower, and the TA is 6.9. So fairly similar, a little lower pH than the Albarino, but not as much acid as the Albarino, the titratable acidity.
Right. I mean, I really don't get that much acid off of this coming off of the Albarino. I mean, that's just such an acidic one.
So this has that rose character, and that terpene, that terpenoid is called, I have to look this one up, Damascanone, beta-Damascanone.
Beta-Damascanone.
And but then there's other, again, geraniol can, in small amounts, lend itself to that character as well, some nerol as well. So, but yeah, that's where we're getting those color, or those aromas. And interestingly, citronellol, through an enzymatic reaction of adding another hydroxyl group, will actually turn in to geraniol. Which
is amazing that
which
you know
gets,
this stuff.
Well, I had to look that one up.
Don't confess that. Just be
no.
a genius.
No,
no, that's great. That's pretty cool. Hey, I got a question.
Yeah.
Is there a way for, we don't do this obviously, but are there bigger wineries or even just, scientists that are looking in and analyzing a wine and saying, oh, look, here's the phenolic chemistry of all this?
I've never worked at a place.
That was a really big word for me, phenolic.
Yeah,
I was pretty proud of it.
I've never worked at a place that does that, but you can test wines for the different levels of these compounds.
Yeah.
So of these terpenoids, the geraniol is one of the ones that people can pick up, have a low threshold for, I believe. I think it is, but I mean we're talking like parts per billion. Parts per billion is what it takes to actually get these aromas. So there's very little amount in these wines.
So I'm going to take a moment here. I called David Big Poppy earlier, and I'm going to tell you why. Well, here's the deal. David, somehow I did not get this trait, even though I'm his identical twin brother. But David's got this super palate. It's a combination. This is why he does so well with, especially like blends and everything. And he's going to blush right now. But he's got the super palate that is able to get these parts per billion, and he can taste those, smell those, everything, and then you add to that this amazingly sharp memory that is able to figure out where those match up. And so he's able to put some wines together that are just...
Well, it comes down to memory. I mean, a lot of people can taste these. It's just kind of a common threshold for these different terpenoids. But really the memory comes to like tasting these different wines and then trying to remember when you're putting a blend together, what did I taste over here that could make this wine better? And that just takes practice. And I will say, I worked on some blends this week. They're going to be fantastic, and so we're going to have some fantastic wines released, some reds, fantastic reds, including the new Cab Franc. Everyone's waiting. Gosh, going to be released. They'll be released sometime in the August September timeframe.
Yeah, you think so, huh?
Yeah.
All right, well,
we'll see.
We won't hold you to it. Yeah. We won't hold you to it. No promises, because we don't release anything until it's ready.
Yeah.
Okay. So, anything else you want to ask on Gewürztraminer or mention on Gewürztraminer?
I will say, as far as the terpenes go and all these flavor compounds, they do break down further after they're bottled. So when you're aging wine, even white wine or red wine, when you're aging it, they do break down further and can change into some really interesting characters. And especially in wines like Pinot Noir, they change. They can be like super floral, and then they get these kind of savory characters, and then with 10 years of age, they go back to being super floral. It's amazing.
Awesome. I think it's time for keep drinking that Gewürztraminer. Enjoy those floral terpenoids and all that stuff. But
do you say terpenoids?
I said terpenoids. Anyway, I beat you to that one, Christy. Christy's making all kinds of. She's like nerdozoids or freakazoids. Chrissy Jordan, you're hilarious. But I beat you on terpenoids, I think. Anyway, let's talk about what's going on in the vineyard.
Oh, my favorite segment.
This is
we didn't have some like vineyard music
stuff happening in the vineyard.
All right, let's do
it. Guys, if you've been doing the curbside, you've seen it. I mean, these vines have just bloomed huge. I mean, they're turning into these little trees. It's just beautiful out there right now. And you gotta, I think people have been commenting when they come on the curbside and they're just like, I can't believe everything's grown so fast.
So that is happening. Everything's growing with this warmer weather. I mean, it was cooler, and now we're getting some warm weather again. And a little bit of rain, all of a sudden the vines just shoot up. And so we're doing a lot of work in the vineyard right now. You may have noticed if you're driving around some vineyards, how they all like, one week they all kind of look like these bushes and bushed out and everything. And then you go by again and they're just all straight.
Oh,
and
beautiful.
That is due to moving wires, wire lifting. And that's what we're doing in the vineyard right now. And we're lifting wires and moving wires, and it's all to do with the trellis system.
Yes.
And grapes respond differently to different trellis systems. So we're going to talk about that today. I'm going to have you
grab your stuff here.
See, here's a post, a T-post, and so what will happen is this. You can hold that there. A grapevine grows up this post, and right about here, you'll have a cordon wire.
So we're waist
going
high.
out.
Yeah, waist high.
Waist high. You got your vine, and the cordons on this style is called a bilateral trellis, and vertical shoot positioning. The cordon goes out this way, and in long rows. That's what you're seeing, and then the shoots all grow up this way, and they're going all over the place. So what do? We have wires underneath, and we lift them, and clip the wires into these brackets right here. These are called JR clips. And so there's two wires, and then everything grows straight up. And then later on in the season, we'll come in and top them, and this is a beautiful thing. And then the other thing we can do is...
Oh man, this brings back memories of my childhood.
We'll put this up here. Actually, it goes this way.
I was going to say.
And we'll have wires going here as well.
I got it. I'll hold it.
You got it? And so then, when we move these wires, we tuck the shoots up underneath the wire that's coming on here. So there's wires going here. And that, again, helps train everything upward. So we don't have any shoots coming out here. And I'm going to tell you why we do that in just a minute.
I bet there's a good reason.
Now, there's another form.
Oh, look at this.
And we'll remove this out here.
I got it. I want you to use both hands in your explanation.
So now it takes a little bit more explaining to do. But there's other systems called a quadrilateral. What we did before, we had vines come up here and go out this way,
Making a T, right?
A T. And in this system, we're gonna have a vine come up here. It splits, and here, let go of that. And we have a cross arm here. These are called cross arms, and it goes out this way. Okay, so it's the T's this way, and then it splits again and goes out in both directions. So there's 4 arms coming off this vine, and then you can hold that up there again. And as that's a split canopy. And so as those grow up, then we need to get those vines, those shoots all put together. And so we have a whole other set of wires, and to do that, we tuck the shoots in to this wire, and then we pull these wires out to here. And so then you'll just have 2 rows of beautiful shoots.
And so it's like two vines in one.
It's like 2 vines in one.
Yeah.
Yeah. And so now we'll put this aside here. Now, the question is, why do we do that?
You got to talk about our childhood. Like one of our first jobs working on the ranch.
Oh man,
Field 43 in the back of this ranch.
Yeah.
So we went out, and these were already in the ground. And David and I, these things, they're all rusty right now, but these things were like black metal with a bunch of grease on them. And they were laying, baking in the sun on the ground. And we had to pick them up, put them up here, and there's a whole bolting mechanism. You probably can't see on the video, but there's a whole bolting mechanism. We put them in, and we screw those nuts up, and then it had ratchets, and your fingers are literally burning off while you're doing it. And David was crying. I never cried, but David was crying, and we just kept on going. And then we felt really good about ourselves as we finished this field. I mean, we were part of a crew, and we learned that they had to send somebody back through to fix. That's what you told me.
No, I don't think so.
Oh, okay.
No, actually, our dad was managing the farm back then, and he said we did a great job.
Oh, it's good.
So we did it fast because as twins, we're competitive, and so we raced to see if we could get down the line first.
One of us always won.
Yep, and one of us is a farmer. So you might be wondering, why do we do all this work trellising up vines a different way? Yeah. It all comes back to the terpenes. Yes,
Terpenoids.
So
terpenoids.
To get more terpenes, more flavors into the grapes, you need sunlight. So we just need to get more sunlight in there. So when you bring the vines up or the shoots up, you're getting a lot more sunlight into the fruiting zone. And the same with the quad systems. You have the 2 rows. You're getting more sunlight into the fruiting zone, and then what you're also doing is you're getting a lot more airflow through the vineyard. And you really need airflow. If you let everything out, and so it's still just a bush, the air just comes to the outside of the bush vine, and then it doesn't cool off the fruit. And we need to cool off that fruit and dry off the fruit. And otherwise, you get a lot of mildew, powdery mildew. It just in the river delta region, it's just everywhere, and so you just have to keep that fruit dry and clean. Yeah. So those are the 2 main reasons. We want to get more sunlight in there. And now you can go overboard. There's a lot of ways to get sunlight in the vineyard, in the fruiting zone. You can pull a lot of leaves, and we pull leaves. You shoot thin. You unclog the fruiting zone.
I think I saw people pulling leaves.
We were pulling
today,
leaves.
Yeah, right here.
Yeah. Didn't we talk about pulling leaves? Did we talk?
I don't think so.
We talked about shoot thinning.
We shoot thin.
Well, pulling leaves. We're actually just starting that now. Yeah. So maybe next week we'll talk about pulling leaves. Oh, we'll just talk about it now. So it's like pulling leaves. Pulling leaves. We're opening up the fruiting zone so it gets more sunlight and airs out those clusters so they don't get powdery mildew. And but if you do it too much, if you get too much sun on there, then you get sunburn.
Oh,
and us gingers know all about sunburn, and it sucks.
Sunburn. Sunburn is horrible.
Yeah, it means that when you get the grapes in there for red wines, you just lose all the color because the color just gets locked in those skins. It doesn't come out. And then with whites, it just kind of gets this baked, boiled kind of character. Well, the reds too. But you pull some leaves and you get everything opened up. You get dappled sunlight.
Oh, dappled sunlight.
Dappled sunlight into the fruiting zone.
That is a great
And then you build up more terpenes and just make beautiful wine.
All right.
All right.
Well, I thought that was a great segment, great education. Edutainment, as they say in the industry. The industry. Hey, how awesome is David's hat, by the way? Love it when you wear hats. There we go. Yeah. All right. Let's dig into my favorite white wine here in the tasting right now. This Reclamation White. All kinds of...
you got some work to do.
You can start there. Okay. We got to keep this a Silt show, not go too crazy.
How come when I talk, my glass still gets
I have no
faster
idea
than yours?
You're the pro. You're clearly the pro. All right. So here's my question. You guys have to guess what's in this blend. And if you've been watching past episodes, we've had this wine 2 times or 3 times. I can't remember. I think 2 times.
I think we only done it once. Yeah, we only.
I'm saying. Once. Oh, we've only done it once, right? At the Reclamation series.
Yeah.
Which was one of the best series we've done. Yeah. We finished that show and that was the best show we've done yet.
Check it out.
So anyway, it's on our website. Find the Reclamation series. That's like the only way. If you're not a club member, that's the only way to get the Reclamation wines. I think is buying it through a flight, right? Anyway, go.
I'm not sure.
What is in this wine? You guys figure it out, and then David will tell us here after all the specs. He'll tell us what's actually in the wines. I'll read them up. I'm gonna focus.
Anyone say?
I'm gonna focus. I'm gonna focus.
All right, guys, what's in it? I'll give clues. Hold on.
All right. Josh Cooley just cracked me up. Josh Cooley just said, "I will double my wine club membership if Farmer Dave wears overalls for the last episode of the Silt Show."
Ooh.
Oh, dude, that is hilarious.
I might have to go buy some overalls.
That's hilarious. Without a shirt, though. Without a shirt.
Without a shirt. I'll wear overalls underneath my clothes.
Okay, that's weird. Who would ever do that?
Is that like underoos?
Underoos. Okay. All right. Moving on.
So the Reclamation series, we did this Reclamation White because I love...
What's up, Patrick?
I love white wines, white blends. I love blends, okay? Every winemaker loves blends. You could take a bunch of different wines, put them together to make something that's better than the sum of its parts. So it's just a wonderful wine. The very first white wine blend that I just was like, oh, this is interesting. This is really good. Was actually Camus Conundrum. I used to sell it when I worked in Atlanta, Georgia, at a Cost Plus World Market. I ran a wine department there, and everyone kept buying this Camus Conundrum. And I was like, well, let me go ahead and for me, it was expensive at the time. It was like $15 or $18 a bottle or something.
That was 20 years ago.
Yeah,
that's
so, and I just like, wow, I get it. This is a really tasty wine, and
it's a full toolbox at work.
Yeah. Right? So, and I think that they keep their cards close to their chest. I don't know what was in that blend, but I have a sneaky suspicion that I used one of the same grapes that they did.
Oh, interesting. Well, I did see somebody guess Chenin Blanc.
Ding ding, 20% Chenin Blanc.
20%. Good job, Larry Whitted.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, Larry, you should be. That's a layup for you, Larry. Come on. I mean, let somebody else guess Chenin Blanc. All right. You need to guess the one that's like 5% in here.
No, actually, so it's 5%? No, there isn't. So it's 40%.
Something.
I
want to hear some guesses.
Chenin Blanc. No one's guessing?
Stacy from Drawing with Stacy.
Oh, Drawing with Stacy.
She's saying, this one is amazing.
Oh.
Touche, I agree.
So are you, Stacy. So are you.
She was talking about the wine, too.
Oh.
Just making sure
Okay.
You knew that. Okay.
So, should I just give it since no one wants to play along?
I don't know. Nobody's guessing. So, let's go ahead and just
So it's 40% Chardonnay from the Joe Haas vineyard.
People are more excited about your overalls. I'm not gonna lie.
Okay.
The overalls are game on.
So it's 40% Chardonnay, 20% Chenin Blanc, 20% Gewürztraminer.
Ed is saying Albarino.
Nope, no Albarino.
No Albarino.
And 20% Viognier. So Viognier is a lot like Gewürztraminer. It tends to be I guess Gewürz generally has a little higher acid, but also Viognier also has a lot of that floral rose petal magnolia aromatics.
Tell me the percentages again.
40, 20, 20, 20. It's 100%.
40%. What? Which one?
20, 20, 20.
No, but 40% what?
Chardonnay.
Chardonnay. So Adam Marshall, you got that one.
Oh, good.
And
20% Chenin, 20% Gewurz, and 20% Viognier.
So why the Viognier? Let's go to the toolbox. You tasted the Viognier and you're like, oh, I need to add this to the white blend. Or actually, you probably were tasting the white blend and you're like, I need something like this.
Yeah.
It's in that Viognier.
That's exactly it. So I put together this blend and I said, I really like the aromatics. I don't want to change that too much, but it just has too much acidity. Like I wanted it softer. And Viognier is one of the white varieties that basically has no acid. It's super low acid. You often want to blend a little Chenin Blanc into that Viognier to boost up the acidity, make it a little more palatable. And so, but it also has these wonderful floral aromatics, and so I knew it would only help the blend, and from a floral standpoint, it wouldn't change it too much because we have all those floral aromatics from the Gewürztraminer, and then it would help bring down the acidity of it. So it just worked out really well. It was one of the most fun blends I've put together. I always do my blending at the dinner table, and my wife is in the other room, doing whatever, and usually, watching TV or something while I'm got my headphones in and listening to some classical music, soothing,
really?
yeah,
classic.
And then I'm
Classic
playing with all these.
right here.
I'm playing with all these wines, and once I honed in on this, I was so excited. I just said, hey, Anna, you gotta taste this wine. I brought to her, and she was equally excited. So it became our blend. Anna has a very good.
Approved.
Anna has an amazing palate, and most of my wines, I make sure she likes it as well.
Cheers to Anna, the first person to make sure she's like the gatekeeper of your. Yeah,
she
wines.
makes sure I'm not screwing up.
We gotta give credit. We gotta have Anna's blend one of these days.
Someday, yeah.
That would be cool. Okay,
Sure.
So cheers to that. You guys like this one? I'm getting a lot of positive feedback. Apparently, Tina says that SoCal loves these wines.
All right,
These
SoCal.
wines love SoCal. Okay? Hey, I've told you this so many times. Like, freaking, I love the Reclamation White. I mean, I usually drink red wines. Actually, I drink a lot of our rosé. Just good acidic. I love what you did here with this great balance of acid, but you got that great floral character that I love in the Gewürztraminer. Still dry. It's not too sweet.
Yeah.
I mean, it's not sweet at all, really.
And
what's the sugar on this one? Do you remember?
It's dry.
Yeah, it's dry.
We don't. It's dry. It's dry wine, but it has this perception of a slight sweetness because the Chardonnay just has this good body to it, and then the Viognier has excellent body. That was another thing about Viognier, because it has such little acid in it. It just helps accentuate the body of the wine, and so just that it just kind of covers the whole palate. And
I love it. You did a great job, and I would say that. Well, I'll ask you, if I was going to rate this wine, what do you think? If I was going to give it an award, what do you think I would give it?
Double gold, of course. Double gold.
Even better.
Marigold. Oh, this is one of those dad joke things
This is great,
that makes you laugh more than everyone else.
Dude, I love it.
Yeah, all right.
It's
good.
the Floral Flight. You got to play with those marigolds. Hey, let's. You know what? As we finish, maybe you can throw in a little extra. We're getting close to the end here, guys. The end of our second to last episode.
Man.
Any other final comments on the white blend before we move on?
No, I think it's a good one. I'm really excited about next week's all the reds we're doing next week. We got them here.
Ooh, Valerie asked a good question.
Yeah.
Any chance we bottle a Viognier?
That is coming. That is coming this fall as well.
Yeah.
Along with the Cab Franc and we got a couple new
don't
new
mention
kids
it.
on the block.
No, you know what?
We have
Here's
a
what I
few
would say: become a club member.
NKYOB.
Yeah, and
wines.
become a club member, and you get first dibs. That's all I gotta say.
Club members get first dibs.
Club members know what's going on. All right, hey. By way of conclusion, I want to give a few more updates. I'll get a little more of that white blend though, if you want to throw that in there. Prepare me for our final toast.
Another thing is this white, as it when you pull it right out of the fridge, it can tend to be a little closed down or closed up or whatever, and as it warms up in your glass, and if yours is a little too cold, just hold your glass like this for a little bit and turn around. The aromatics just pop and just bounce out of the glass.
Oh my goodness, that's good. Hey, cheers, dude. Cheers. Great work on this, man. I love it. I give it marigold. Okay, hey, I want to give you a couple updates here. Very important one. I know we've been getting bombarded with questions about when are we going to open, and I've got some news. We are not opening this weekend. Okay, we were really hoping to do that.
We were hoping,
but I want to give you the update. Basically, what's happening is Yolo County, the board of supervisors, I've been talking with them today, working really hard with them and collaborating. And
thank you, Oscar.
Thank you. Yeah, they are very attentive. So please know that they are doing everything they can do to help Yolo County get open. The state did approve Yolo County to enter phase 2, so that we can open. Phase 2 can start opening slowly, but that still has to be approved by the county. The county wants to see, they're doing their due diligence, and they want to,
as they should,
see, yes, as they should. They want to see some records and some information on safety and the trends and everything. And so that meeting is happening on Tuesday. And so we're crossing our fingers. We're hoping that that Yolo County decides to enter phase 2. And when we enter phase 2, we're going to be able to start opening by reservation only, by appointment only. You have to be invited. And I'm going to throw it out there right now, like, you got to be a club member.
Yeah.
We're only inviting club members. We want to make sure we keep this place very safe. And so we're going to be talking to club members and inviting them to, participate.
But we're still open for curbside for everyone.
You're right, yes. So
Curbside.
You can always come by curbside, or we always do. You buy 3 bottles or more, you get the 1 cent shipping.
Yeah.
So that's just like a standard. We adopted that when this started, and I don't see that going away. So thank you guys so much for participating in these shows, and then also with your help with curbside and just being an advocate for Clarksburg region. Our mission is to help you enjoy Clarksburg as much as we do. And so you guys watching these shows, sharing these shows, telling your friends about it, that you're participating in our mission to help people enjoy Clarksburg as much as we do. So if you're not a club member, please consider it. We'd love to give you those discounts and allow you guys to have that first entry into the tasting room when we are able to start inviting our club members back on our private property. So that's that. Did I miss anything on that part?
I think that was good.
I'll just tease it, but I'm gonna be giving a kudos to Oscar because I've been working a lot with him.
Yeah.
And he's doing a great job. Shop update. We now have apparel on our website. I know it's been taking so long for us to get our act together and do this, and it's our fault. I mean, we've got somebody on staff that we finally hired somebody that is doing a great job, and she got our act together. She said, "Guys, let's do this."
Good job, Alex.
Alex, cheers! Thank you so much. She's smiling behind the camera right now.
Yeah.
You're awesome. Anyway, so she's been picking out. Alex in her past life used to work for a retailer that I will not mention. Okay. That is, did some pretty fantastic stuff. Anyway, so she's been working on apparel.
Knows how to pick out nice shirts.
So, Nathan, I know you want to buy this shirt because it's going to make your guns look big. But so we've got shirts for sale. These are the t-shirts.
Honestly,
right?
This shirt makes his guns look twice the size that they really are.
I know. That's why I'm wearing it, right? That's why I'm wearing it. So we've got a t-shirt for sale and on the website. So,
but don't we have we have a women's t-shirt too, right?
We do. It's not a t-shirt. It's a tank top.
Oh, a tank top.
It's a Razorback.
Do we have? What's a Razorback? Can you show me where's the shirt?
I couldn't get a model to come in. I know we all wanted to have somebody modeling off the. Okay, here's the deal. Look, I figured it always looks better when somebody's wearing it.
Shut up! Look at you.
So this is the women's
my God.
Razorback tank top.
Way to suck in the gut, man. Way to suck in the gut. That's really good.
This is natural.
Right.
This is natural right now. So it's got this great little logo right here.
Yeah.
Anyway, I don't know. Does it fit me or just no?
Oh my god.
Anyway,
it doesn't fit you.
So this one, I promise you, ladies, is not for sale. This is staying in my closet.
Right.
No, I'll give it to Shannon.
Are you talking about the shirt?
Yeah, the shirt. All right, I'm putting my shirt back
Shannon.
on.
Sorry, Shannon.
Anyway,
called for.
So, dang, I'm just looking. There's a little bit of delay. I hella have a farmer tan right now. Holy cow! Look at that.
So, hey, we want to also mention Drawing with Stacy.
Yes.
That is coming up.
That's coming up.
If you haven't heard about Drawing with Stacy, she is fantastic. Stacy is
doing such great work.
Such a great job. My kids and our nieces and nephews, they're all involved, and she always does one every week, 8:30 on Saturday evening for the adults.
Oh yeah, Sip with Stacy.
Sip with Stacy, yes. And so this week she's doing one with Silt wines. So check her out. Use Draw20 in checkout if you want to buy Silt wines to do the drawing with Stacy. Use Silt20 at checkout to get 20% off. And she's going to be drawing, for those of you who've come to the tasting room, she's going to be drawing something that's very special to this tasting room. All of you know.
Yes.
If you come to the tasting room, you know what it is when you see it. And we're really excited about it. She's just doing a great job. So thank you very much, Stacy, for doing that.
Yes, great work, Stacy. And Stacy's a local here in West Sacramento, and just shout out. She's been doing some great collaborations with a lot of local businesses, and I just thank you so much for allowing us to be a part of it. But then also just what you're doing for local businesses and through this season and doing those collaborations. It's so awesome. And Stacy got like national attention through all this.
Yeah,
it's
great. And what you're doing for all the kids, I mean, the kids love it. I mean,
so cool.
This is great.
So, hey, final thing coming up, dude, our last episode of the season, of season 1. I'm already gonna tease. Season 2 is gonna be freaking awesome.
Oh, there's a season 2?
There's a season 2 coming. You didn't know this, but dude, you're too good, dude. I'm not letting you go. Hey, season 2 is coming, but we're gonna have some space and we're gonna dial this stuff in and get some feedback. But our last episode of the season is next week, and I got to pick all the wines. So David is the master here, but I wanted to say, hey, look, if we're gonna do a finale, like, let me choose my favorite wines, the ones that I've tasted everything with you all, and so I chose the season finale wines, and we've got the Reclamation BDX. All right, that's the Bordeaux style blend.
That's a good one, guys.
Look. All right, we're not supposed to have favorites, but the
Mom does.
Reclamation. She never talks to you about it, but I told her don't tell David. But anyway, when you go to our website, find the Reclamation series. I'm telling you, it was such a good episode. Your feedback. We talked about the history of the Reclamation District.
That was really interesting.
It was such an interesting show. So much history there. But the wines are so great. So I totally geeked out on that show. I loved this BDX. It's softer than the red blend. So the BDX stands for Bordeaux style.
Bordeaux style.
So it's a little softer. The BDX a little more powerful. But I love this one. And then the other one I wanted was the Cabernet. This is a more old world style Cabernet.
Yeah.
And again, 100% Clarksburg. Clarksburg's not known for its Cabernet, but David does a great job. He made sure we grew it correctly and made sure we put the quality in the bottle. And man, we've gotten some great reviews on the cab. I don't know if you knew this, but it's like it's quickly becoming one of our #1 sellers online.
Oh,
it's
really?
Cool. So,
thanks, everyone.
And then finally, this is the sleeper. I call it the sleeper.
That's good. It'll put you to sleep.
No. Well, if you drink
the whole bottle.
If you drink 2 bottles in this one, no, the Syrah. The Syrah. We released the Syrah and the Petite Syrah at the same time. In fact, we did another series, another episode a couple weeks back where we talked about the difference between Petite Syrah and Syrah.
Oh.
And the Petite Syrah, I mean, that is a powerhouse, right? That's did we talk about the ageability of the Petite Syrah? And so, but the Syrah, softer. I just really enjoyed it. It was so good. And so I'm just looking back. I'm reminiscing of this great season that we've had for season 1 of the Clarksburg Silt Show.
Did we even say that at the top?
Yeah, we did. I made sure.
Right.
So you did a great job, David. I'm so proud of you, man. And I just love these 3 wines. These were the wines that were the standouts for me. I mean, I love all these wines, of course, but I just thought if I'm going to pick the finale flight, we'll call it Phil's finale flight, the season finale flight, these are the 3 I wanted. So just want to encourage you to grab those, enjoy the party, hop on that party bus with us, and we'll have one last finale, one last episode. And stay tuned on the in-depth stuff, the edutainment part of it. We're going to put some cool stuff together for you, and we'll announce that on Monday. So
who do you want to do, or what do you want to toast for your final toast?
So, I'm going to toast. Usually you go first. Do you want me to go first?
No, you go ahead and go first.
Okay, David's got something special going. Okay.
I actually.
So, I want to toast. I've been working with Yolo County a lot in the last 4 weeks. And I want to give a toast to a specific person, our county supervisor, Oscar Villegas. Oscar, you've been doing a great job. Oscar is fielding so many questions, and I mean, there's the job that he has is very hard, and he's been very attentive. He's been listening, and I want to just say thank you. You've taught me a lot through this process. You've taught me a lot of how the county works, and he and I have been texting back and forth at 11 o'clock at night. That's the kind of county supervisor we have. And he represents Clarksburg, and I know you're on the Clarksburg Advisory Committee, and so you get to help advise Oscar. So you have another relationship with him as well. But Oscar, you are a great supervisor for us. You represent us well. You become a friend even more so through this process, and I just really salute you and your guidance and all that you've been doing to help Clarksburg wineries through this season. So cheers to you.
Well, I can't top that.
Beat that!
I can't top that. So, but I will say, over the last month, my brother here has been working, like you said, with Oscar. So I'm going to give a toast to my brother.
Oh, come on.
Because without his leadership in this AVA, and, well, especially, of course, for Silt, I really honestly believe we would not be opening next week. Hopefully, crossing our fingers, next week happens. But even then, without his leadership, it may take multiple weeks to get open. So, way to go, man! I appreciate everything you're doing. Good job. Don't cry, man.
You're crying. I'm not crying. You're crying.
All right.
I appreciate your appreciation.
Way to go, guys.
And with that, from all of us,
thank you very much, everyone.
From all of us at the Clarksburg Silt Show, we thank you for enjoying Clarksburg. Cheers.
Cheers from the vineyard, too.